Could Dwayne The Rock Johnson appear on Impact Wrestling for the first time ever? Guys, it sounds like it's happening. We're going to talk about it right here, right now on Destination Pro Wrestling. I'm your boy, Ango, and of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter at AngoPW. A lot of interesting thoughts on this particular story, so let's get into it. All right, guys, if you didn't know, Ken Shamrock is being inducted into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. It is happening on the weekend of Bound for Glory. And Ken Shamrock took to Twitter to reach out to The Rock and asked him pretty much to induct him into the Hall of Fame. He asked them to do a digital recording. And of course, The Rock responded, and The Rock is happy to do so. He's going to get to it this weekend, which is very, very exciting because although COVID is going on, yes, more than likely The Rock will not be on Impact Wrestling, in physical form. But it sounds like Impact Wrestling could have a video package with The Rock inducting Ken Shamrock. Now, this is actually very, very interesting because when you look at the history of Ken Shamrock, a lot of people were a big fan of Ken Shamrock and his feud with The Rock. Now, of course, that was during the Attitude Era. None of this actually took place during any sort of Impact Wrestling or TNA show. But of course, Ken Shamrock and The Rock would be very, very interesting combination on the Impact Wrestling broadcast. Now, I got to be honest with you guys, this to me was pretty crazy when I saw this on Twitter. It's not like some sort of troll or anything like that. It sounds like it is a pretty serious event that could happen. And I think if I'm Impact Wrestling and this truly does go down, you got to take advantage of this. The amount of eyes that you could get on your product the weekend of one of your biggest pay-per-views of the year. I would like to say that Bound for Glory, I don't know if it's Bound for Glory or Slammiversary, but it sounds like Bound for Glory is kind of like the WrestleMania for Impact Wrestling. And, this could be a good opportunity for Impact to get some fresh eyes on its product. Last pay-per-view was Slammiversary, and it was a really, really good head start for the company. It got a lot of people talking about the company in general, but then the last few weeks of Impact Wrestling's television show, it was a little bit inconsistent, which was quite interesting because they didn't really necessarily ride the momentum that they had. Slammiversary was a great card, but this could be something that gets them back on track, and it could honestly be a very, very big deal for Impact Wrestling. Now, what's really interesting here is whether or not Impact would be able to secure TV rights to some WWE footage, because, of course, with The Rock, even showing up with a webcam video, just having some sort of conversation or some sort of dialogue about Ken Shamrock and their history together, I think it could be really, really cool for Impact to use some footage. And of course, it would be a really big deal because not only would it bring more eyes to the product, but it would show that Impact and WWE are on good terms, which for the last few years, it actually sounds like that's been the case. There's been times where both companies have allowed each other to use footage of some kind, whether it was for the WWE network or for something that Impact was producing. And let's just be honest, this is not AEW. So if you're the WWE, you're more than likely not going to have any sort of negative feeling about this whatsoever. Now, if this was AEW and The Rock was on AEW programming, of course, Vince McMahon might interfere with that. But it doesn't sound like this is going to be an issue. Obviously, The Rock is his own man. Yes, he is a WWE legend, future WWE Hall of Famer. More than likely will be back in WWE programming at some point, at least a couple more times in his career. But, this is a good thing for pro wrestling. This is a great thing for Impact if they're able to secure, whether it's 30 seconds or a minute and 30 seconds or even 2 minutes, just anything of The Rock congratulating Ken Shamrock, inducting him into the Hall of Fame. It's a big deal. It's a very, very big deal for mainstream media. It's also a really, really big deal just for, in general, Impact Wrestling, because that will always be part of their tape library. It will always be the thing of like The Rock appearing on Impact Wrestling for the first time ever. Now, yes, like I said, more than likely we will not see Rock in the arena. We won't see him behind the scenes. And with everything that's going on with COVID and everything like that, I think everybody understands what's at play. But this is still a big deal. And it's very, very interesting that The Rock, publicly accepted this. Like I said, it wasn't a troll of some kind or anything like that. But in general, it just seems to be a really, really good move for Impact Wrestling. I'm really excited about it. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know. Do you guys want to see this happen? The Rock appearing on Impact Wrestling. I know I'm excited, even if it's on a webcam, even if it's not the greatest quality thing. The Rock being on Impact Wrestling is just very interesting. It's something that nobody really expected. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. My name is Ango. Follow me on Twitter at AngoPW, and I'll see you guys next time.